his head bells every day. I guess it got lost or flew away. Reading aloud is a waste. He's touting that this is no bad ways. Loving is good as it say. No, so lonely. Oh, I gave a second chance to get back. And now I keep feeling stupid. All the way it makes me feel. I hope this romantic all my life, surrounded by couples all the time. I guess I should take it as a sign. I'm feeling lonely. Oh, I wish I'd find another that could hold me. Now I'm crying in my room, so scared they don't move. But still I wanted more, more, more. I gave a second chance to get back. And now I keep feeling stupid. All the way it makes me feel the love is in Cupid is so tough. I live by his handbells every day. I guess it got lost or flew away. Reading aloud is a waste. He's touting that this is no bad ways. Loving is good as it say. No, so lonely. Oh, I gave a second chance to get back. And now I keep feeling stupid. All the way it makes me feel. I hope this romantic all my life, surrounded by couples all the time. I guess I should take it as a sign. I'm feeling lonely. Oh, I wish I'd find another that could hold me. Now I'm crying in my room, so scared they don't.
Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming on, and I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. I do apologize for the very late stream today. Hope that you are all doing very well. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming on, and it really means a lot to me. So thank you so much for coming on. But yes, today we're going to be playing some more Peak. We're going to be playing with Arbiter and Tay. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just finishing setting everything up real fast. I'm getting my my activity feed up so that way I can see you guys' amazing redeems. But yes, thank you again so very much for coming on in. It really means a lot to me. But yes, hope you all had a wonderful Tuesday. I don't know why Stream Together is just not working for me anymore. I will. Oof. That's spooky, bud. The armchair or the armrest on my chair just fell, and I think it spooked Scotch, but he's okay. He did not. Nothing happened to him. Okay, let me go ahead and pull up Peak. Very nice. Just accept the EULA. Might as well, yes, yes, yes. I just needed to launch software I could play with my friends. I yearn to play with them. I want to climb the mountains. I want to scale to the very top. I want to be the very best. If it loads. If it doesn't launch, I'm in a pretty big issue. I'm in a pretty big issue if this does not work. Okay, it says that it's running now. Hold on, let it cook. Let it cook. We might be cooking. You never know. We're certainly trying, though. Well, this is certainly interesting. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe it's actually loading now. Hold on. Perchance. I hope. Oh. Yes, it's working. Okay, let me go ahead and bring my VTuber model back over here. I forgot that I moved it last night stuff. The Dungeons and Dragons, which is a lot of fun. It was very, like, kind of scary. We almost got totally wiped out. But hey, we did fine. We came back. Well, I slaughtered a whole bunch of crabs, and I really saved the run right there. Okay. Hopefully this works. Oh, right. Hold on. I gotta pull out this microphone if they want to be able to hear me. Hang on. Hello.
Hello, Ron. He's been playing tag. Look out. He's
What?
it.
I got you.
You're it. No tags back.
Hey. I'm gonna touch you. You're it.
Why do you look like that?
Why do I look like why? I'm beautiful, bro.
I got you.
Ah! Got you. No, what? What do you mean tag? Arbiter tagged me and then I tagged him. What do you mean tag? Also, welcome on in, Corin. How you doing? Thank you so much for coming on in. How you doing? How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. I know we're having a very late stream. I was waiting for this Google right there.
Up your guys' stream.
Wait. Wait. No, it's my thing.
Side eyes.
It's my thing. Mother, I've shit my pants.
Okay, I'm gonna start grinding up against you again.
That's crazy. I'm out. You know what? Frick you. They don't know that I just put it on a scent. They don't know that I just put it on a scent. They don't know what a scent is. Did my game crash? No, we're good. Okay.
Why are you laying down?
Because he feels like it.
So, I put it in a scent. Hope you guys have fun.
What?
I put it in a scent. I hope you have fun.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Much harder.
God damn it.
Teehee. You took too long, so I took the priority of, doing that. Wait, come here. Come here, come here, come here. Yes, you. Come here.
No, I'm not touching you. No. I'm running, dude. You're no.
I just wanted your energy drink, I'm not gonna lie.
You took my energy drink?
Yeah, because you stink. Don't me. Stinky.
You mean.
Cry about it. Uh-oh. Wait. I hate you. Alright, you know, I'm just gonna leave you to die. Wait.
Did you do the same thing I did?
Wow, well that was a quick run, yeah.
He 100% just did the same thing that I did.
That was a lot of damage. And unironically, because it's a late stream, I could be here longer. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to stream this late. I was actually supposed to stream at 2 today. The collab went through with that person,
Yes, Beats.
and then Arbiter took a long time to get back to me. So yeah, today was just like a very late stream. Did Arbiter just die? Arbiter just died. That's crazy. I hope she dies too. I really hope she dies, dude. Aw, she didn't die. That's so sad. Streaming Classics, what's up? What's up, Arcane? How you doing? Thank you so much for coming on in. How you doing? Gibi goo gaga.
Killed him.
Gibi goo gaga. But how you doing, Arcane? Thank you so much for coming on in. I appreciate you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming on in. How you doing? How you doing? How are you doing, my boy? Anyways, how are you, Abitor?
It's been a week.
It's been a week. I know, dude. It's called the passive bit. I can't speak. Apparently, I cannot speak. I'm so sorry.
I'm just saying I've never been the one that's alive and everybody
It's been a
else is
year,
dead.
Daddy.
This is insane.
I really miss you.
Kill yourself. Jump off a cliff.
Let me get a little higher. I can't.
Climb up there and jump right off.
Oh, I am
Climb up
going-
that and do a flip. Don't hit a Superman pose. You ain't cool like that. Kill yourself. Kill yourself. Kitty's game wasn't installed. She thought it. Oh, real. That really sucks, dude. Hopefully, you guys are able to play like tomorrow or something if you guys are both available. That way, you guys can play Baldur's Gate. I love Baldur's Gate, dude. I wanted to finish my run that I had going. I had a run that I started on stream, but it was really killing my computer. So I want to try again and hope that it doesn't kill my computer, because there's sometimes that it didn't. But then I think what I had to do was I just had to restart my computer before I streamed. And if I did that, that helped out the lag a lot within Baldur's Gate. And if I didn't do that, then it was just constant lag. And it was horrible.
This is concerning.
It's because I'm talking to my chat, bro. L streamer over here called Talixy.
Fuck.
L streamer, bro. Anyways.
Just wondering, like, am I in your way right now?
Anyways.
No. Even if you
But
are,
yeah.
it doesn't do me anything.
I want to finish up that run. I only got like halfway through Act 1, so I definitely need to keep doing that. We both have we're gonna do a honor run. I've beat Baldur's Gate so many times. I've been debating on doing a like one of those types of runs or a tactician run, because I've only done it in normal. Because I just, I enjoy the game. I love it. No matter how many times I replay it, as long as I'm playing like a different class or I'm choosing different dialogue options, I'm having a great time, Like there's a lot of times where I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 and I'm like, wait, I don't remember any of this, Because like it's a completely different path than where I normally go, which I love. I think that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I saw that. That's why I really want to get back into it and potentially do it again, because the build or the run that I was doing on stream, it was very much so based off of my Dungeons and Dragons character that I have going in Kitty's campaign. It's a Oathbroken Paladin, and he's really awesome, but I definitely want to try out one of the new classes.
Right up.
How did you fail at killing yourself?
I didn't.
Kill yourself now.
End it
Or
all.
what? What did you do?
Cry.
Oh, boo-hoo. That's just straight annoying. Suitcase.
Kill yourself, kill yourself, kill yourself.
I fucking can't take you seriously. I can't.
Legacy character runs for the unique voice lines. Wait, there's unique voice lines? I've not even done that. I've always done a custom character. I'm gonna be honest with you. I either do custom characters or
Guessing people's ages.
whenever like I'm wanting something new in Baldur's Gate, I look at the mods for the classes. There are some really cool mods for the classes. I love some of them. They're really freaking cool. Like they can completely change it, which I think is wicked. But yeah, I think, you know, having a really good modding community and all the classes that they have, you know, innately within the game, I think it's awesome. End it all. There's a cliff right behind you. Do a 180.
I just can't with
You will succeed at nothing. You will own nothing. I own Ubisoft. Chat, you might actually be dead here.
I'm fucked.
Yeah, you might actually be dead here. No fucking way, dude. Get a load of this guy. She's got plot armor. What a loser.
I'm better than you ever were. Now.
What a loser, bro. Kill yourself. Anyways.
Bet.
Oh, W. How are you alive? There we go. Massive W.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, but you didn't do a backflip, so I'm gonna dock you 8 points.
I mean, she did
2 out of 10.
other flips on the way though.
That she didn't start with it. It was not like an opening act, you feel me? Hunter got -1. -1. That's crazy. That's crazy. If you play as the NPCs, they have internal monologues and things. Really? I'll have to try that out. That'd really be interesting.
I knocked on X's thing.
Crystal of Atlan is having a One Punch Man collab. Ooh. Are all the classes getting like skins regarding that, Snow, or only certain classes? Because that'd be really awesome. Oh wait, hold on, I'm not unmuted. Wait. Wait.
I want to
Karlek has a lot of her talking to herself. She's got schizophrenia. She's just like me, bro. She's just like me. Yeah, I'm kind of quirky. I kind of have a lot of internal monologue myself. Nah, but for real, that's actually really awesome. That's really sick. I'll have to like, if anything, I might look up like somebody who's already done a run regarding that type of stuff and see like those types of dialogue options and kind of weigh if I really want to dedicate like 100 hours for that. But yeah, and all classes are getting it. That's gonna be really awesome. Did they post any like, you know, sneak peeks at what's coming out, Snow? Or did they just be like, hey, this is happening, get ready? If they have any pictures, can you send it to me? That'd be awesome. Wait. Wait. Why do you look like you just did math?
Because I can.
You're beautiful.
No, hold on.
I tried to look like you.
You're beautiful.
I'm not really sure if I got a full answer or not. Are we not doing the thingy?
What thingy?
Oh, the share chat.
Oh, I tried to host it, but then it was like, oh, it's bugging. And I was like, oh, damn, that sucks. So, like, I need you to invite me if we're doing that. It is live.
I can do that. I can figure that out.
Yeah, just invite me.
How do I do that?
Go onto Twitch and then go into your creator dashboard and then go to your stream together.
That's a lot of steps. Hold on.
Pass me the meth that was done so I can have a taste. Corin, I'm trying to find it myself, broski. I'm trying to take a shot, you feel me? I'm trying to like feel that high.
Together.
Just saying, man, just saying. Eliza also freaking out.
Together.
Oh, like her stream together? Because whenever I tried to click on start stream together, it tells me, I can tell you exactly what's going to say. Failed to load stream together. Please refresh your browser to retry. And then this was happening last night when I was trying to stream with Kitty. And it was not having it, dude. Every time I refreshed my browser, it was just like, oh, refresh your browser. And I'm just like, ahaha, I just did that like 3 times. I don't think it's working. So yeah, it definitely could be something on Twitch's end. Well, I see that they want to collaborate. I don't know if I joined. Oh, I just realized that it's showing my thing. Oh. Okay, I don't know. Did I join? Am I in the share chat? Could be all those tabs, Jesus. Hey. We don't talk about all my tabs. We don't talk about them.
Yeah, but we bully Pika for hers.
Yeah, because she has like a septillion number of tabs, bro. I don't know if I actually joined your stream together.
No, you did not. No, you did. Good job.
Okay, now I
You
am.
did it. Yep.
Okay.
You did it.
Wow, thank you. I'm so happy about that. Oh my god. Yes, girl. Oh. Oh.
I'm gonna close Brave and see if.
Crabs.
What? What? Are you humping me? The update has a motorcycle as well. Are you talking about Crystal Atlan? And where would you be able to use this motorcycle? Like in the middle of campaign or like, you know, the runs, or when would you be able to use the motorcycle? All right, sounds good. Thank you so much for coming on in, Arcane. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoy your movie and hope it all goes very well. Sleep well when you do, and thank you again for coming on in. I appreciate you.
Fire. Don't stand.
Wait. Okay, no, I can.
It hurts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I love that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's good stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that feels so good. Oh my god. Wait. I gotta like learn the lyrics to that song so that way I can do more than just like.
So I actually know that entire fucking song.
Yeah, sing it right now. No balls. Right now.
How I feel about singing.
No balls.
You could not pay me enough on the fucking planet.
I will give you an in-game lollipop.
No.
Kill yourself.
No.
Damn. Kill yourself?
Only if you say please.
Please?
Please what?
Kill yourself.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, get your ass down here.
Wait. No. Wait. Wait. Hold on, guys. This is gonna be so useful. This is gonna be so useful, guys. Save me! Save me! I require saving. I need you to save me. Get me out of here, cuz. I don't want to be here no more. I just want to be free. Get me off this island. I need to get off this island. I need it. Please. Get me out of here. I don't want to be here. Ah! Damn, I fell for you. Yeah. Oops, I did not mean to throw that. I meant to eat it. I'm a fat ass broski. I need to eat all the food.
I've been eating everything we picked up. Am I supposed to do that?
You're so real for that, bro. Big back, big back, big back, big back.
Big back activities.
Who you gonna call? The big back.
Big back, big back. Big back, big back.
Watch this, cuh. Put this on World Star. World Star. Oh, oh, oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hit the jig. World Star. Ooh, ooh. Dude, this does not look like a wizard's hat. This looks like a sombrero. Like in the not reflection, the shadow looks like a giant sombrero, bro. Big back, big back. Dude, I don't know where I'm going. I'm gonna go this way.
Are we supposed to be going somewhere specific?
My uber autism is not prepared for this. I'm gonna eat this apple and I'm gonna pray that I don't get poisoned. I got poisoned. Do not eat the apples. The apples are no bueno. Do not try. They're pretty bitter. I would not be tasting them whatsoever. No, sir, no, sir. I gotta get out of here. Oh, the fog is rising. Oh, no. Oh, no. I gotta get out of here, guys. I'm like literally shaking in my boots. Ooh. Hold on. This is gonna explode. Hold on. Ow! What is this? Oh, this is actually really good. I'll take that damage, actually. I forgot that the ancient ones are like a guarantee they're gonna hurt you. I thought it was like a little explosion, but no, it's not. It just hurts you, man. It just hurts you. Not my pain hurt. Wait, where is everyone? Because I can only use this horn on other people. I don't know where they are. I'm going to keep it, though. It could be useful later on. Especially when we get to later parts. I think it could be really freaking helpful. I don't think I can use it on myself, though. That'd be really good if I could. But I highly doubt it. Slide! I'm going to eat. Big back, big back. Anyways. I just need a little bit more stamina. Not gonna lie, that's all of the reason I just hate. I need to micromanage all my stamina, bro. Oh, I'm not making this. Oh, shoot. I'm not making that. Oh! Oh! Shoot. Wait. Oh, it's Arby! Hold on. Yeah, Arby. I got something really cool. Come here. Come here. Oh my lord, imagine if I missed that. Oh, that would have been horrible. Oh, big back, big back. Bear to phone. Okay, RB, start coming up. How much do you have infinite stamina right now?
I don't know.
Oh, when I play that and I aim it at you, you should have infinite stamina. Like your stamina should glow rainbow.
I think you missed.
Damn, bro. I guess I'll just have to put it in you next time so that way I don't miss.
Yeah.
My bad, cuh. I'll get better next time, gangsta.
Yeah, just get a little more physical next time.
Yeah, my bad.
Big back, big back.
Oh, I almost just like headbutted that spike right there. No. I don't know if that helped you like at all, but
I think it did.
here, hold on. I want you to try climbing up this right here. Ready? Start climbing.
Yeah, I have infinite for like a second.
You should still be able to make it up there though.
Yeah. Portable stove.
Ooh, wait, hold on. Can you put that down for me real fast? Hell yes. Wait, are we not able to pick that up now? That is so sad. I did not know that we were not going to be able to pick that back up. Oops, daisies. Get a little bit of a fucky wacky.
Where did Tay go?
She goes off and does her own thing. And by that, I mean I go off and do my own thing also. I just randomly find other people, like how I randomly found you. But, like, she will just run off, and, yeah, I have no idea where Tay is. But, I mean, hey, we made it to the peak just by goofing around, so I'll take that.
Nice.
I know, right? What happens when you stick with me, Pookie? We're in this together. Imagine we made it up here before her.
I would assume we did.
Oh my god, we might have actually made it up here before her. Oh my god, I think we did. Hi, Ree. Welcome on in. How you doing?
Can I open this?
That's how we revive people. So if Tay dies,
It's been a
then
year,
yeah.
Daddy. I really, really miss you.
How do we know?
But how you doing, Ree? Thank you so much for coming on in. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming on in. How are you doing, my boy?
Before she gets here.
What?
Let's eat the marshmallows before she gets here.
We can't. We gotta cook up.
Oh.
She's still alive. She's slowly approaching our location. Alright, well, thank you for coming on in, Rhea. I do appreciate it. How you doing? How's Breakpoint going? You having fun on Breakpoint? Getting a lot of wins or whatever you do on Breakpoint? Hope it's all going very well.
Y'all abandoned me because I'm a
I
woman.
was telling Nex, I was telling him,
Y'all
like, where'd you
banned
go?
Well, I didn't know where you went. I told you to please kill yourself and you didn't, so I ran away. Yeah. I got the funny horn though. Oops, I did not cook that at all. I am so stupid. Wait. Doink. You want me to fuck the horn? I'm not fucking the horn. I'm fucking the fish. Bop. The power of autism out of here, man. Gotta go fast. Like, I'm totally out of here, broskies. I gotta get away. Oh, ah! Wait, is that lava? Wait, is that lava? Wait, what the heck? I've never seen that here. What? That's so weird. I've never seen lava on this map.
Why is it like a snake?
I think it's supposed to be lava. I know, right? I would totally eat lava.
Hi, Reed.
War? Ooh, yuck, poison. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ah! No! I stepped to poison! What the frick? Can I hypothetically stand? Oh! 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 That hurts. Do not touch the lava. That really freaking hurts. I am almost dead.
I would assume so.
I am almost freaking dead.
What if we go down here?
I don't know. Let's try. You hold my hand. I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared. Can you like hold my hand, RB?
Okay, well then, catch up.
I'm really scared. Hold my hand. I want to go this way.
Are you going to hold it?
Yeah. Oh God. Yes. Yes. Hold on. This is my little happy dance for hitting for holding your hand, bro.
Hi, Ivy. How you doing? Hope you had a good day. Wait, how do we actually hold hands though?
What?
Are we actually able to, like,
Oh yeah. So watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on.
oh.
Yep. So go ahead and start climbing. Yep. There you go. I think we go up here. Should be able to. No, we cannot stand right there. Okay, well, looks like we have to go up here somehow. Oh, barely made that.
Dumb? I don't.
What are you doing?
What's that? Just for the record, I'm new at this game.
Yeah, you having fun humping that rock down there? Bro, getting freaky with a rock.
Oh, my stamina going down quick. Thank you.
Oh, I know Reed did look like he was fucking the rock. We're getting freaky with the rock.
I'm just getting familiar with the area.
Yeah,
Yeah, learning as much as I can.
you're so real, bro. Skill issue, Reed.
Oh.
I'm sure she's okay. Yummers. I'll catch you, Pookie. I'll catch you. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I got you, Pookie. Whee!
Ow. Whoa.
Did he hit the second one down there too? That's crazy.
I'm back.
Wait, are you alive, Arbiter? No freaking way he's alive after all that. No freaking way, right? I don't know. I don't know where Arby went. What do you mean gay? Homosexual. Oh no! I'm dead.
Just like he did.
Hi.
Hi, welcome back. We started.
That went very well. I don't have any stamina right now, by the way.
Yeah, me neither.
I almost died. Hey, move your goofy ass out of my way.
Kill yourself.
You wanna bet?
You failed. How do you feel?
Is that a gummy worm?
It is a guava.
I'll be told, is that a gummy worm?
I think so.
It's a guava.
Is that a gummy worm? Ah! Is that a gummy worm? Is that a gummy worm? Is that a... Ah! So that was not a gummy worm. Just saying, don't try to eat the gummy worms you find in the forest. It's not gonna be good for you. It does not taste that good. It does not feel that good in your belly. No, mm-mm. It don't feel so good. No, sir. I don't know why, but I got the achievement for a friend escaped the island. And it's bugged right now. I'm gonna leave the game and rejoin, perhaps? Skill issue? Frick you. Okay, I'm joining. What the heck? Okay, maybe it was on their end that it was bugged because I am like spectating. Oh, I can't even escape. That's cool. What do I do? What the segment indeed? I actually don't know what to do. I might just have to Alt F4 because I cannot hit escape. I can't hit escape. I can't press anything. Yeah. It's looking like Alt F4 is gonna be the best bet. Hello? Can you hear me? I don't think they can hear me. Yeah, I gotta Alt F4. Hold on, 1 second. I gotta be quick about this, chat. I gotta be quick about this one. Yeah. Let's go ahead and try this again. Hopefully this works. I hope. Dude, I really wish that I had more of that boysenberry cheesecake ice cream. I don't know how to explain how great that was to you guys. It was so freaking good. Like, if you guys enjoy any type of, like, berries and whatnot, oh my lord. The boysenberry cheesecake ice cream, superb. Fatty, okay, little bro. All right, little bro. Yeah, no, I'm stuck in spectating. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? They can't hear me. Can somebody tell them that like I need them to make a new lobby? Can somebody do that for me? Like, this should be shared chat, actually. Hold on, I could probably just do it. Okay. I can't see if shared chat is still going on, so I'm kind of crossing my fingers and hoping that shared chat is on. But yeah. Crossing my fingers. Try to launch it one last time before I don't know. If this doesn't work, I'll just try DMing one Hello? Hello? My oh my, who is this? Look at that distinguished gentleman. Good lord. Look at that blue to Rob Fire. Oof. Way. Way. No. Kill yourself now. In-game, in-game. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back. You want to see something really cool? Where's Arbitor? Hold on. Don't diddle me. Okay, you should be able to hear them now, Ree. It's whenever my game, I close my game, it stops picking up the audio when I relaunch.
Are you sure Ree wants to hear me? Because I can make him not want to hear me real quick.
Skill issue.
Damn, nice cheeks.
What? Stay back. Reset, it's fine, Tay. Where's RB Tour?
I don't know.
I want RB Tour. Where's RB Tour?
I don't know where your wife is.
Invite.
I did.
He says invite me again. L host. L host, bro. L host. Arbiter! 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 Move! Move!
But he's mine.
No, he's not. He's mine.
Get your ass back in that elevator. No. No. No.
Crouch walking away.
I'm just walking away from me.
Nice ass.
Stay away. You,
Where am I?
you scare me. You scare me. Go away. You scare me. Go away. Go away.
All of him for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm touching your toes.
Touching your toes. Damn, you got the dogs out.
I only got my dogs out for you, shawty. Wait. Move! I'm out of here, cuh.
Piggyback ride.
You'll never catch me alive. These streets weren't built for you, cuh. Arbiter, watch this. You ready? You ready? Catch me, alright? You ready? Well, there goes that bit. There goes that bit. Oh well. I was about to do a funny.
No.
Why didn't you let me do a funny? What's wrong with you, cuh? Arbiter. Arbiter. I don't feel so good.
Me neither.
Down.
How you do that?
Wayne. Bop. Yo. Unlike you, yeah, Ree. I know it's a hard concept for you to come across. I know. Wayne. Wayne. Bop.
Let me touch his ass. Oh yeah.
Bop. Tay! Wayne. Wayne. I'm gonna actively leave Tay behind again. I think that would be pretty funny. I'm not gonna leave Arbiter behind though. Arbiter's the wife, bro. I cannot leave for milk with him. Arbitor.
You want cookies?
Oh, cookies, yes. Very yummy, very scrumptious. Here, hold my hand. Together we'll reach new heights that were never reached before. Let's conquer this world together, Arby.
Yeah.
Yeah! Alright, let's go. Alright, good night, Ree. Thank you so much for coming on, and I hope that you have a wonderful night. Sleep well, my friend. And hello, Pika. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for dropping on by. How are you doing? How did you sleep? Hope you slept very well. I saw your message, and I wasn't sure when Arbiter was gonna be free to stream. Not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm glad that you were able to actually make it today. But how are you doing? How'd you sleep? Hope you slept very well. Thank you so much for coming on in. I appreciate you. How are you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're doing very well. But yes, thank you again for coming on in. I appreciate you. Okay, I'm gonna unmute in game now. Come on, Arby. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Wow, it was pretty good. Well, I hope that you sleep very well when you go back to sleep, Pika. Hope you go and get some good shitty. What time is it for you over in Germany? What time is it over there? Like, what? 8 in the morning? I don't really know. No, you're all good. You are all good, Pika. I appreciate you even coming in right now. It's 7 a.m. Yeah, no, dude. If you're able to, definitely go get some more sleep. Hog shoe type shit. Yes, yes. Type shit. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make this, bro. I highly doubt it. Thank you for the hydra. I'll do that in 1 second. Wait, hold on. I might actually. Oh my god. No freaking way. Oh, yikes. Okay. Let's go this way. Alright, leap of faith. Here we go. Ready? Oh, don't make that jump. Ah!
That wasn't my
Hold on, hold on. Okay, 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 okay. I'm gonna try that again. I'm gonna try it again. But you guys sleep well, Pika. Thank you so much for coming on in. I really appreciate you. I'm dead. Ah. Yes, thank you, Pika. Thank you, thank you. RB, it's not worth it, broski. I did not make that jump. I don't know if there's anywhere else we can go from up there. Actually, wait, hold on. I see a way. Slide back down if you can. Just like slide off that pillar. Or that. Okay, come over here. Okay, okay. Well, this is a lot easier than the way that we were going over there. So much easier. But bro, at this rate, Tay might reach the top before us. We can't let that happen.
That'll be embarrassing.
Got this in the bag, broski. Wait. You got this, bro. You got this. You want some Scooby snacks? Here you go. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta make this romantic. There you go.
Did you just feed them to me?
Yeah, I just fed you the cookies.
Nice.
For real.
Oh no.
Wait. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Oh, okay. I was just going over there trying to catch you, and then I started sliding off too, man. That was horrible right there. Ooh, wait on. We might want to turn back and go that way, actually.
Why?
It just, that way looks a lot easier than right here. I can't see around that corner. If you want to go that way, you can. I'm just going to try this way. Ooh, ah!
Oh, I went all the way off.
Got it, broski.
Thank you.
Gotcha, I gotcha. You're not going to fall on my watch.
On your what?
Yeah, not on my Overwatch, bro. Watch this, watch this. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Wait, hey, hey.
Wait, no, Arby! Are you good?
Yeah, I'm down here.
Got this, bro. Believe in you.
Wait,
Okay, maybe grabbing right here is not a good idea. I'm so sorry. You can just drop people like that. Oh my god.
yes, you can.
I did not know that. Okay, I'm not gonna help you right here. Ruh-roh. Nice. W. Hi, Yeepy. Thank you so much for the sub. How you doing? How you doing? I appreciate you. Thank you for the sub. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh, shoot. This is not looking good right here. Hold on. Oh, wait. Hold on. We got that. I know. That's typical RV. Hold on. I have him at 156%. He's really hard to hear. No. Let's go this way. I gotta zoom out of here, bro. Well, I hope that everything's going great on your end. RB scream at the microphone.
Scream into the mic.
Yeah, scream at the top of your lungs, bro.
There we go.
But yeah, stream is going very well. We're just playing some Peak. We're having a good time. We're just climbing some mountains, goofing around, dying in random ways. But yeah, stream is always going very well. I appreciate you stopping on by. Anything fun or interesting happen in your life as of late, EP? Anything cool or interesting? Anything you want to share with the class? No. Call me Lightning McQueen, not because I'm fast, but because I come very fast. Maybe I'm going the wrong way. I don't know. I might be going the wrong way. Wait, I'm cooking.
The stamina for this.
Hold on. Wait, I got you. I got you. Nice. With that power of friendship, we did it together. Yes. We're so good. Let's go to the right. I think that's gonna be the good way. Some stuff in the works. Nice. Hope that all goes very well for you, man. I'm excited to hear what you got cooking up. RB, do we gotta put you on a diet?
I've been on a diet.
I'm just joking. Bro's over here breaking bridges and shit.
You
Man.
on the bridge first.
I'll catch you, broski. I'll catch you. Got you. No. Dude, we're almost at the peak. I can see the fire. We're almost at the name of the game, bro. Whoa, would you look at that? Oh shoot, Arby's way over there. Come on, Arby. Got this, broski. Come on, you got this, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ooh, 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 ooh. Get it, girl. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Get it. Ooh. Dude, the downside of multi-streaming and streaming over on YouTube right now also is I can't have music on, which is very, very sinky.
You're multi-streaming right now?
Yes. Wait. He's at the bottom of the mountain right now, by the way.
The heck?
I think she might have fell. Just a little bit of a hunch, but she might have fell. Just a hunch.
Oh.
She's 300 meters down. Are you okay if my buddy Steven joins after we ignite this bonfire?
Yeah, of course. I know, dude.
Yes, you could join, Steven. Just know that the three of us are streaming, so you know, have stream etiquette, be good behavior, and yes. It's not my fault that she fell to the bottom, Pika. That's just her having a skill issue, bro. I didn't leave. Okay, here's the thing, Pika. Here's the thing. Arbiter and I, we stuck together. Tay wandered off on her own. Tay wandered off on her own. I don't know what to tell you right there, bro. I can't help her if she wanders off. You know how it was the other day, Pika.
Is this thing getting closer?
You know how it was the other day. It was like, well, Tay's off doing her own thing, and then Tay would be somewhere. I don't know where Tay is right now, but she's getting closer. Oh, wait. Steven joined. That means that Steven's all the way at the bottom, like at the start, huh? Or is Steven just spectating? I don't know where Steven is. I have no idea where Steven's gonna spawn. Hopefully he doesn't spawn at the start. Crossing my fingers. He might be spectating because I don't see that hit. Like I don't see his name on.
Maybe.
Yeah, okay, that's Tay for you. Yeah, Arbiter and I, we stuck together. I don't know where Tay went though. Yeah, you should be sleeping also, Pika. You don't got much leeway right there, bro. You should be asleep too. What you mean? Do you want the backpack?
Yeah.
You can grab the backpack.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about, Pika. I would never leave you behind, bro. We're besties. I would never leave you behind. I don't know what you're talking
How
about.
do I put stuff in it?
Okay, so press Q and have it on the ground. Okay, and then press E. And then you just drag it into one of those empty spots. I think Tay just fell. I just watched her drop in meters. She,
Wait, how do you put stuff in the bag?
so you hold, yeah, no, you hold E and then you drag it into those empty spots. Yep, there you go. Yeah, it's working very well. Yeah, you ended up in my stream. You ended up into like Insomnia Haven. This is like your sleep paralysis demon just like barking up a tree. Oh, I did your hydrate. Let me just do my stretch real fast. Hi, Stipe. Hello, Taylin. Stipe. Stipe. Hello. Yeah. Also, Pika said that she's gonna get that trumpet and dot 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 dot.
And do what?
Oh, Steven, there's gummy worms on this map. There's
Sounds
gummy
like a
worms.
fun time.
Yeah, yeah, they really warm your belly if you eat the gummy worms. You see it over there on the right? Over there on the right-hand side, you see the gummy worm? It's literally glowing. It's so good. You see it? Yeah, it's a really good gummy worm. You should go try it. If you try to eat the gummy worm, it gives you so many buffs. You should try it. Yeah.
What was that?
What you mean, no? Yes. Eat the gummy worm. Yes. I love the no. It's So goofy. Move! Can I know Pika? I want to know.
I would like to know.
I would like to know. Steven, would you like to know? No! I want to know what Pika was going to say, though. Dude, I have no idea where I'm going from right here. Did Steven just fall?
Did he? Oh, am I falling?
You're not safe there. You did fall. Okay, we did the exact same thing, I guess. That would be me, but the trumpet is something. I don't know, man. I think that trumpet's pretty peak. What do you mean by that, Pika? Are you hating on the trumpet? What's wrong with the trumpet? See? Arbiter's over there. He's hitting a jig. He's hitting a jig while playing the trumpet. He's doing a great job. He's climbing so well. Don't be a me. You know what? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, this isn't slick. I should be able to climb it. Theoretically, I should be able to. I hope I can wedge myself in here. Yes, I can. I am able to wedge myself in between these rocks, and I can gain stamina. Perfect. Very nice, very nice. Boop. Dude, I'm so talented. I'm so skilled. Look at me go. Look at me go. I'm literally slaying right now, bro. Lollipop! Oh my goodness gracious. Lollipop, lollipop. Yummers. I done got me a lollipop. That lollipop is gonna come in clutch up here, dude. Like, genuine clutch. I don't need to use it quite yet, but I could definitely see it coming up here soon. Very, very soon. Where I'm gonna get good utility out of it. I could definitely see that happening. You know what? Maybe like right here we could get good utility. Once the rain stops, I could see us getting good utility with it. Boop. Nice jump. Uh-oh. Never mind. Nope. I don't know if that's gonna work right there. Okay. Maybe if I aim more like over here. Nice. Made it. Very, very nice. Okay. Alright, here we go. Massive distance made right there, bro. Massive distance made. Huge plays, bro. Huge. I just ignored a decent amount of, like, climbing right there just by using the lollipop, bro. That was very nice. WRNG, bro. W. Oh, man. Am I gonna make that? Nice. We do make that. Oh man, yeah, no, this is really slippery right here. Okay, I'll take that sports drink. Nice. Okay, let's go ahead and wait for the rain to calm down. Once the rain calms down, I'll be able to easily make it to right there. It's just in this rain, it's gonna be so hard to climb it. There we go. Nice. I haven't had anybody come over here and start spectating me, so I think we're good. I think everyone is still alive. I'm assuming so, at least. I mean, I know Steven's not talking right now, but I feel like, yeah, no, Steven would have, like, hovered in front of my face if he was dead. Ooh, that's tough. Okay. Can we do anything over here? Not really. Okay. Well, this is a tough predicament right here. Maybe if I slide down. I don't know if I'm gonna make that. Hello. Did two of you guys die?
Yes.
Together, yes.
How did you guys die?
He wouldn't
It's
give
none of
me
your
his
business.
hand.
Hang on, I gotta hump this rock real fast. Give me a second.
You get that. You get that hump.
It's okay, bro.
Also, I hope you can hear me, which is because that's not a trumpet, it's actually a bugle.
Wait, what?
Boggle?
It's not a trumpet, it's a bugle.
Bugle?
A bugle?
Bugle.
It's not a bugle, bro.
It's a bugle.
It is not.
It's spelled bugle.
It's a bugle.
It's a bugle.
I'm about to block you, dude. You think I'm joking?
No, I know you're not. That's the best part. Where'd Steven go?
I don't know. Where is Steven?
I don't know.
Is Steven higher up than me?
He's dead.
Is he actually dead?
I don't know. I can't transition. It won't let me.
I hope he's not dead. Is he spectating? Is he floating around me?
Yeah, he's climbing right now.
There's a suitcase.
Yep.
Go open it. I left you a present.
Tay, what was I just doing, broski? Literally on my way, and you're just like, you should open it. I'm like, bro, now I don't want to open it.
I'm begging. No, there you go. Arb, I'm begging something out of you. Go tell Steven
What?
to make his bed. He's gone.
No freaking way. He's gonna actually just jump.
you're just gonna see his body flying past you.
He said no.
He actually said something. He was silent
No,
before.
he did the no emote.
And Nex is gonna die.
I'm not gonna die.
Are you sure about
Sure.
that?
I'm positive.
Kill yourself.
Damn, looks like I gotta die. Anyways, how are you guys doing? Hope you're doing very well.
I'm dying slowly.
W.
What about you?
I'm doing.
You doing?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think I make this.
Next, just leap for it. Leap.
Nice.
Now jump.
There you go. I jumped.
Jump off the edge. Listen to the voices inside your head. Jump off.
There you go.
Well, he is doing them.
The suitcase. You should open it. A lollipop.
Where's Steven?
You should resurrect
He's
us
still
because you love
climbing.
us.
No, because Steven is still doing stuff.
And
If Steven dies, then he's not gonna be able to get resurrected.
He's almost there.
Bro, he's 300 meters away.
okay, well then I'm going to go refill my iced milk. Give me 1 moment.
You are disgusting, bro. Wait, no, I might actually die here. I'm dead. I'm actually dead. Hold on. Oh my god, I'm dead. Dude, I'm dead. I have to get you guys back in. I have to get you guys back in.
What is that?
No, I'm dead. I'm dead. No. Bro, please.
Run, it's coming for you, bro.
Yeah, what do you think I'm doing?
What is
Dude,
that?
it's like a fucking...
Bro, I'm so dead. You're joking.
He's throwing you down the mountain.
I know.
Band-aid. Just band-aid.
Bro, where is Steven? Please tell me Steven is close.
Run up the hill, run up the hill.
Oh my god, I'm so dead. What are you supposed to do against him?
They have tranquilizer darts, but the update didn't process them.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
As now.
I'm dead.
Damn, he grabbed you by your crotch. I told Steven and he just nodded.
Why is his feet so sharp?
Bro, I hate this game so fucking much. The Scoutmaster's up at the campfire, Steven. Be careful. Scoutmaster's camping the campfire.
Yeah, you gotta res us immediately.
You are so lucky, Pika.
Next, remember how I said that you should res us?
Yeah, well, if Steven died, I didn't want him to not have, like, be able to play.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go refill my iced milk. I will be back.
Iced milk.
Steven, crucify her for iced milk.
Dude,
Does it have
what's
pickle
wrong
juice
with
in it?
What's wrong with iced milk?
That's just watered down lactose at that point.
It's not.
It is.
First off, I drink a lactose-free milk, specifically chocolate lactose-free milk.
Bro.
So fuck you. Two, I also
Yeah, you're so real for that, Steven.
I also just put ice in it.
So you like watered.
Yeah.
Water, like
I
white
hate
water.
water.
What do you think ice is, dumbass?
Yeah, but it's different.
Bro, what are you on about?
Listen, you can't knock it until you try it, okay?
No, you just said you hate water, but you're.
Shut up. Sonic has my back about pickles, so y'all can shut the fuck up.
No, they don't, bro. They don't even know who you are, bro.
Pickle slushy.
That is disgusting, dude. That is disgusting.
Disgusting. I still don't understand what goes
Yeah,
on with
Steven, do it.
that. Like, what is going on there?
Listen to the voices, dude. Just do it. I would have done it, Steven. Pika, are you really defending the pickle slushy? I don't know if we could be girly pops if you're defending. Oh, well, that's not good. The salute. The salute was crazy. He's like, well, that's all, folks.
It was like on midair too.
Yeah. That's funny, dude. It's funny. The water versus eyes. It's the same thing, though. It's literally the same thing. They're both water. One is just frozen water, but... Okay. Okay. Who sent me a friend request? I do not know who you are. Probably just a bot that I will decline after this. Also, RB Tour. Where's RB Tour? RB Tour disconnected too? Interesting. Okay. 1 second, buddy. I'll give you a high five in 1 second. I'm just inviting them. Come here, buddy. Yes. Yes. Why ain't this thing moving? What the frick? Why ain't this thing moving? You don't know? What the frick, man? Why ain't this thing moving? Is this thing broken? Yeah. Well, how are we gonna fix this, buddy? You tell me you use that one? I hear that one's even worse for the calves, though. Look at me, I'm galloping over here, bro. I'm from that horse anime right now. Oh man, I killed him. Oh man, I killed him. Not shot. I saw that they joined. Where are they at? I know I gotta bring Arbiter up. There we go. Wait, the rope is stuck up there. What the heck? What the frick? Yeah, no, the rope is just like gone. Where are they? Hello? Oh, dude, my body's like getting all crunkled up. Damn. Thank you for the follow, Trumpet. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you so much for coming on, and hope you're having a wonderful, what's today? Tuesday? Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Yes, how you doing? How you doing? Do you see or hear the other two, Steven? You're looking for them? No? Yeah, I don't see them or hear them either. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? You don't know either? Oh, we just die? Okay. I got you. I got you. Man, I'm dead. Oh, I'll salute your dead body. I got you. I'm sorry, I take it back. Hey, to be fair, you're hating on the bugles in the game, so I think that's like a cousin of them or something like that. Just a hunch, you know. Wait. 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 I love it. Oh, V sent you this fight? Well, thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, we're doing very well. We're just playing some Peak. We got two other... I don't know if the collab chat is still going because I can't see it. My Twitch is being very buggy. Yes. Yes. There you go, my boy. There you go. Yes. There you go. Yes. Hold on, let me see if the collab chat is still going. Because I don't know where they are. It shows that they're in here, but I don't see them. You over there pondering your orb, my boy? Yeah, I just pulled up my stream on my phone, and I do not see that. Oh, wait, no. It does say that I'm in a live chat. It doesn't say that Tay is live, though. Maybe Tay's stream crashed? Wait, do I hear them? Wait, hold on. I faintly hear them. Hello? Hello? I faintly heard them. Did you faintly hear them too? Yeah? Maybe we need to start a new lobby because I know earlier I got stuck up there. Like my viewpoint got stuck up in the wall. Alright. Let's just go ahead and try to make a new lobby. Game bugged, yeah. They did a patch this morning, and then they had to undo it. So I think that kind of like messed up a lot of things. Oh, let's go ahead and host the game. Why not? I'll be the host. Might as well, you know? Might as well. And then let me just go ahead and invite people. Bop. Oh, it did not let me finish inviting people. And then Arbiter. There we go. I see Steven. Hey there, buddy. Yes, hello. Welcome on in. Yes, hello. We just gotta wait on the other two. The other two silly gooses. Yes, girl. What, like base game or with mods, Pika? Because if you could play base game with 20 people, that'd be crazy. With mods, that'd be awesome. I know, dude. You'd find so many dead bodies. It'd be funny as hell. Wait. Man, oh, that's the wrong one. Wait. No, wait. No. Yes. I'm pondering my shit right now. Wizard hats, can't you tell that I'm a mighty wizard? No? Do I need to cast Fireball? Do I need to cast Fireball to show that I'm a mighty wizard? Ready? Oh. Fireball! Did you feel it? Oh, I knocked him down. Oh, it was super effective. No, but it put you down. What do you mean no? I think it was very effective. I don't know about you, broski, but it knocked you over. No? I think yes. No? I think yes. All right, pal. Why I oughta? Why I oughta? Why I oughta? Ah! All right, sounds good. Thank you so much for coming on in, Trumpet. I hope that you have a wonderful night's sleep. And yes, thank you so much for coming on in. Thank you again for the follow. And yes, have a wonderful night's sleep and have a wonderful time at work. See you later, my friend. See you later. Oh, look at me hit that stance. Oh, ooh. Hit that shit. Oh, nice shot. I don't know where they are. I invited both of them. Can I get confirmation if I'm still in the shared chat? If I am, I will just... I'm not in the shared chat? Maybe their streams crashed. Hold on. You are apparently? Wait, so I'm getting two different responses. Steven said that I'm not in the shared chat, but Pico's saying I am? What? I am not. Okay. No, you're good. You're good. Let me check Twitch and see if I have a request to join. No, neither of them have invited me to a shared chat. Hang on, my computer is dying with this. Dude, my computer is dying right now. Holy. Uh... I know, I'm sorry. My computer is not having it right now. Hang on. Apparently they're in a match, or like they're doing one without Steven and I. Uh... Hang on. I tried to join the chat. Bro said that Tay won't let him join. That's stinky. It's not letting me join the share chat either, which is weird. Hmm. I think it's just like a whole bunch of issues going on right now, stream. I think I might be streaming with Arbiter. I don't know. I hope I am. I'm not entirely sure.
I made it all the way to the fucking top, you guys.
Yeah, well, you guys started without us.
It's like Tay was holding me hostage. I was like, maybe we should join. And she's like, no.
You guys went ahead and did it without us. What the frick? It's not Slay, not Bonita. Also, can you re-invite me to the shared chat?
So I stopped streaming because my Wi-Fi shitted out.
Very cool. So, since Tay is the host, Pika, I don't think we are able to do shared chat. Yeah. I'm not entirely sure how that will go about.
Mine. Give me this shit before he has it. No. No. No.
Can I have it?
No.
Can I have it?
No.
Can I have it?
Gimme.
Can I have it?
I'm saving you from torture.
Gimme.
Can I have it? Tay,
I have it.
can I have it?
I don't know what's the magic word.
Kill yourself?
I have it.
Can I have it?
Can't with either of you two.
Can I have it?
I have it.
Can I have it? I'll jiggle your balls if I can have it.
Me too.
I don't want you touching my balls. Every time you touch my balls, you cut them off.
Okay, I won't cut your balls off if you give me the horn.
You were gonna cut them off?
No, give me the. Can I?
There you go.
Thank you. Can I have the horn?
Oh my god.
Can I have the horn? No, like actually, hold on, come here. Okay. Come here. Give me the horn just for a second so that way I can say a joke. I'm horny.
I'm done.
Ow! No, Arbiter! Oh. We do a little bit of tomfoolery. Just a wee bit. I don't know where Steepin went. Where is Steepin? The joke was peak. Yeah, I think I had to reach for that one. Might need to.
Hey, so.
How did you die? Dude, we just started. We haven't even made it to the mountain. How did you die?
I did an oopsie.
Yeah? Yeah, just a little bit of a whoopsie.
Yes.
Yeah, so proud of you, RB.
Thank you. I am to please.
so proud.
Google, you mean? Bubble?
Alright, Tay, you're getting unfriended. Bro called it a boggle. She's getting unfriended.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll get you back in the next like 2 minutes, broski. I got you. Can I stand right here? Oh my god, I am actually able to stand right there. That's really awesome. A little bit peak, if I must say. Ha ha ha. I don't know if I'm gonna make that. Alright, good night, Pika. Sleep well. Thank you so much for coming back on in. I hope that you have a wonderful night's sleep. Morning sleep. Either way, good night, Pika. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. Good night, good night. I will see you in the next stream. I think I want to go this way. Bop. Bop. Hang on, watch this, watch this, watch this. World Star! Massive. Absolutely massive. Well, this is gonna be hard. Okay, well, it doesn't look like this is gonna be possible. Oh. Perhaps it might be possible. Oh my god, it's so freaking back. I could see you just spinning around me, bro.
Yeah.
Hang on, can I, like, edge myself up? Wait, hold on. I'm so smart.
Can I see you edge?
Yeah, bro, you're watching me edge on stream. Is that Tay screaming down there? Maybe it's her laughing, I don't know. You spin me right round, baby, right round like a record player. Bam, 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 bam. That's not gonna work. Huge. Huge. I'm not even gonna take like the small route, bro. I'm going all in. I'm gonna gamble right here, broski. Even if it means I gotta crawl upside down Spider-Man style, I'm making it to the top first.
Make sure you survive at the top this time.
I will, broski. Don't worry about it. Watch this. Watch this. Ooh. World Star. World Star. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. World Star. Anyways. I made it to the top. Oh my god. So, like, where are they?
Let me see. I can't leave when you're trying to grab onto me like that.
My bad, bro. I was trying to give you some head pats. Bow, 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 bow. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. What does this do? This is. I don't think this does anything. I actually don't know if that does anything. Did somebody just die?
Now that they're fighting for their lives.
I thought I heard somebody screaming, dude. That's what I was like. Did somebody just like plummet to their death? Wait. Oh, you're joking. Not again.
Oh, ah.
I'm gonna pray that they're fine. I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that they're okay. They'll be alright, right?
Yeah, I think they were almost here. I hope.
I hope. As long as they stick together, they should be fine.
I hear them laughing.
Imagine if you just dropped your marshmallow and it rolled all the way down.
Yeah, that's what I do. Look at it.
No, ah! No, stay back.
Stay back.
Stay back. I don't care how big the room is. I don't care how strong you are. I cast fireball. Ah!
I feed you marshmallow.
Oh.
I want to cook it first, but
Yes, yes, yes. Gotta make it scrumptious, scrumdiddly dishes. Bop.
how do you do the emotes?
Hold R.
Oh,
Not even your fucking face.
About goddamn time you're back.
Wait, Arb, cook it again. The more you cook it, the better it is for
Don't do it. Don't do it.
you. Incinerate it.
it's cooking in my tummy.
Nom 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 nom.
Arb, come here. Arb, come here.
No, Arb, do not.
Wait,
Arb, come here.
Run away, Arb.
Arb, come here. Just look at me for 20 seconds.
No, do not look at her for 20 seconds. You idiot. She died. She died. Oh, look at this loser. Oh, look at this loser. No, I just saved you, dude. I just saved you and that's how you repay me? I'm never helping you again, bro.
I fed you.
Poison? That's like, yeah, I fed the kids in Africa, but you didn't, like, read the fine print.
There's a fucking breed.
I'm poisoned now because of you, dumbass.
It's okay, I just spread my purple all over you.
Kill thyself. Bro, the poison is...
ow.
I love poison. I'm even more poisoned now. This is amazing. This is going great, guys.
Yeah, eat that. I'll poison you.
It won't.
I know.
I know the different mushrooms.
Alright, shroom dude.
Yeah, bro. I'm a professional when it comes down to shrooms. No. Bop. No, this isn't gonna work.
Ow.
Did she die? Is she dead? Wait, she's actually dead. No freaking way. Thank you, Steven.
Thank you, Steven.
You're the best. Meow. Are you getting fucked over there? What are you doing, dude? Don't be making those noises, dog. We're still streaming. Did Tay just die again? I'm done. I ain't saving her no more. Pretty positive Tay died right there. Oh shoot, I'm not gonna make that. Oh, barely made that. Barely made that, dude. Holy. I mean, hey, at least this is like a pretty easy area right here. I don't really need too much stamina. It's mostly just like running up stuff. So, it's not too bad. It's not bad at all, actually. It's very relaxing. It's like the easiest part of the map. Like, in all honesty, this feels like it's like the easiest part. Yeah, now that the ring is gone, it's gonna be so much easier. Another one of those things just exploded, which is very no bueno. I don't know who just got eviscerated. Where's like the easiest path? Would that be easier? I don't know. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit, bro. I'm risking it. Praying. No freaking way that kills me. There's no freaking way, dude. I'm dead. I'm so dead. They're not gonna find my body. I'm so dead.
Everyone's dead, but you are.
Wait, what? Where's
Max
this?
is dead. Everyone's dead but you.
That's crazy, dude.
I don't know where.
Ah!
That scared the shit out of me. Alright, so I've never gotten
I just scared Ink because I coughed so hard.
That's not nice, dude. Why? How dare you scare Ink?
I'm sorry, Ink.
How dare you?
Ink.
Apologize more. Apologize more to Ink. Ink doesn't deserve to be scared, bro. How dare you? What are you, one of those little yellow chickens? Those little screaming chickens? What are you, dude? Are you having an identity crisis? What's going on over there? Okay, now you just sound like a squealing pig, dude.
What is going on?
A rubber chicken with asthma? Do you know how to breathe? Alright, we're gonna start some breathing exercises, okay? First, we start with an inhale. Breathe with me now. Now exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Damn, you can't even follow instructions correctly. The fog rises. You should kill yourself. You should kill yourself. You should kill yourself.
I'm not making that.
Wait, you might actually. Oh.
Dude, it's never heard this bad in my life to breathe.
Do you need me to teach you how to inhale and exhale again?
No, like legitimately it hurts.
Are you sure?
I'm fucking.
That was a whole Roblox sound with the heck.
Dude, I literally just laughed so hard that I coughed to the point I gagged.
You know what that sounds like?
A me problem? Dude, I can't fucking do this shit. Y'all kill me, dude. My sides have never hurt this bad in my life.
I love that, Steven.
What do you say?
Don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it.
I didn't know that you stunk.
Am I doing a little big brain here? Oh.
Hey, Arbiter, did you know that you're supposed to go up?
Yes, I know that.
That's down.
Thinking here.
I can't think. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's humping. He's humping. He's a bunny and he...
Hey, next would now be a good time to send you all those workouts?
Bro.
Okay,
Hey, Karma's gonna be a bitch. I hope you know that.
Yeah, I know.
I've been nice towards you. I've only sent one at a time.
Oh, I hate the bullets. I hate the bullets.
Just assume that you're doing 35 of everything.
You mean 25?
Yeah,
Bro does not know what 5 times 5 is? That's crazy.
dude, I'm literally half asleep. It is 1:30 in the morning for me.
You start all these
After
workouts.
this, I have another collab to do.
Well, about that. How did you fall out of the map, dude? Yeah, I'm literally goated.
That hard in my life.
I got a new outfit, guys.
Hitting me in the wall? God damn, I didn't know you were like that hard. Go come back, let me grab your ass. That's a nice firm ass. I do a 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
God, how late are we streaming again? Or how long are you guys gonna be streaming till?
I don't know if I'm gonna call it here. Because it's 2 a.m.
Yeah. I have to start up my stream again because I'm playing DBD with other people tonight too. I'm not sleeping. No, no, no.
Steven just wedged himself underneath me, dude. I'm being kidnapped.
I was doing that earlier and you didn't say shit.
Nah. Wait. Steven just did a
My
flip, bro.
voice sounds so fucking annoying.
What noise? Voice. What voice?
I have your stream up on my side and I forgot about it and I heard my own voice and that shit is agonizing.
Oh, whoa.
Damn, I'm not able to lay on you, Warby. What the frick? Turn hot.
There yet there.
There, yes, sir.
Kill yourself.
Sir, yes, sir.
Alrighty, Arb, did you decide what you were gonna do?
Huh?
Are you calling it here?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it here.
Okay. If you're calling it here, I'm probably gonna call it here because I have DVD to get to.
This is so sad.
Next time, maybe Arb will be on time.
Yeah.
Everybody smack Arb.
Get him, boys. Get him. Get him, boys, get him.
He just plays dead.
Ah, they got me.
Alrighty. If that's the case, peace out. Love you all.
No.
Bye.
No. This is so sad. No, girl. No, girl. No, Nah.
Slow turn.
No! Whoa! Buddy, whoa! That's crazy, Steven.
Got me dead.
That's crazy. I got that on live stream, broski. What you guys say for yourself? What you guys say for yourself? Yo, that's crazy. No. Bad. Bad, Steven. Bad. Stay back, foul demon. Wait. No, no, no. No, wait. No, 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 no. Wait. Wait. Very, very bonita. The autism, it overtakes us. Damn, boy, damn. Lay down. It looks like I just pushed you over, bro. Alright, we wrapping it up here.
Yeah.
Alright.
Still streaming.
I am, but I'll be wrapping it up right now. What do you mean, no? You want to keep going? Okay, we can keep playing then. It's up to you if you want to keep going or if you want to hop off. Bop. Bop.
Wait, I was muted. I said I was gonna hop off. If you're still streaming, I can raid into you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wait. Wait. Are you ready, my boy? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go to wait. I only queued us up for the normal one. I do not feel like dealing with the, like, advanced version right now. I do not feel like it right now, man. It's gonna be too painful. Way too painful. I'm good.
Hi. Hi, Squidward.
It's mine. No. No, 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 no. Anything but the bugle. No. How dare you? How dare you? Cannot believe this. Thank you for the raid, Arbiter. What's up? How you doing? Thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Long time no see. Hope you're still doing well. Hope you're doing wonderful, my boy. Hope everything is going great. You're EP. I know I'm EP too, broski. Probably after this one or whenever Steven is done, I will be definitely heading to bed myself. But yes, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your night, man. Thank you again for the raid, and thank you for joining us. Thank you for playing. It was a lot of fun. Are you free this Thursday for our Elder Rang? I hope so. I don't even remember where we left off in Elden Ring. I'm gonna be so honest with you. I don't remember. I don't. It's been too long, man. It's been too long. But yes, if you are free this weekend for Elden Ring, I would definitely be down to play. Alright, sounds good. Well, hopefully we can play on Thursday. That'll be very awesome. I'm definitely looking forward to playing Elden Ring again, though. I've been playing a lot of Night Rain here lately, especially with Steven. I think you have Night Rain, so if you ever want to play Night Rain, definitely let me know. I've been having a lot of fun playing Night Rain. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, just let me know if you want to ever play Night Rain. Alright. Well, yeah, just let me know if you would ever like to play. I've got it installed. I've been having a wonderful time. We beat all the bosses, and yes. Yes. Even though I beat all the bosses, I've still been having a lot of fun going back and playing through the game. Just doing like random Night Lords. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you. Alright, good night, Arbiter. Thank you for coming on in. Thank you for the raid. Sleep well, my friend. Good night. Yeah, Steven says goodbye. Good job. Theft. I love how you just slammed into the wall in front of me, bro. Damn, that took up a lot of stamina. I thought I was gonna have a little bit more to like benefit with, but apparently not. Good God. God almighty. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, where's Steven? Oh, Steven down there. Okay. He's not too far. As long as Brotato is not too far, we all good. I'm gonna go this way. The fog rises. Oh no, whatever shall we do? Shiver me timbers, man. I'm so scared. Oh my God. Literally shaking in my boots right now just at the thought of it. Holy crap. Bop. Cool. Hopefully I can make that jump. I'm really hoping I can. I don't know if I can. Oof. That was almost very no bueno. I really don't want to use the pit in this early, dude. I'm praying. There we go. Nice. That would really freaking suck if I would have to use the pit in right there. But we got away without needing it, which is awesome. Dude, I haven't played Repo in a while. I kind of want to start playing Repo again. Repo is a lot of fun. And I know that the update recently came out, so I've heard a lot of good things about the update. So it's definitely been on my list of games I want to get back into and check out. Maybe I can start seeing if other people want to do collabs for it. I think that could be really cool. Or even just, you know, hanging out, having a good time playing Repo. I think that could also be really fun. But yes. Definitely want to get back into playing some Repo though. Wings. Wings. Imagine if I just fell right there. That'd be so heartbreaking. Slowly but surely. There we go. Barely made that. Just barely. Mash W. Hitting that bitch and mash W's. Can I don't know if I'm gonna make that. Oof. Here we go. Huge. Hopefully Steven's doing alright. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna really start plummeting right there. That would have been horrible. That would have been genuinely horrible. Boy. Hopefully I can make it up here. Oof. No, I'm not gonna be able to make that. I need to set this pit in. Sadly, I do, but we've made a decent amount of distance up here, though. Yeah, we've been doing pretty good. I don't know if I'm making that. Oof, that's gonna be tight. Oh! Uh-oh, I'm dead. Yup, I'm dead. Oh my goodness, I'm still falling. Dang, I went really freaking far, man. I think Steven just saw me die. Steven, did you just see me die? Did you see my body falling at Mach speed? Oh no, man. Oh no. You got this, buddy. I believe in you. You got this, broski. You got this. I believe in you. You got this. You got this. Kill yourself. What? I would never say that. What? Wait, what is that? Is that a little statue? Wait, are you able to bring people back with that or something? Oh, wait, really? I didn't know that was an object. Do you get that from, like, the cursed boxes? Oh, okay. I guess it is, like, kind of worth it to start checking them a little bit more then. Normally, I don't check them because of the health that it takes from you. I'm curious what other objects they've got, because the only ones I've seen are the, like, the rainbow horn, now the statue, and the skull. So it'd be pretty cool to see what other ones that they've got. I'm very curious. Kill yourself. So do you have to take the that statue up to like the actual, like, no, you can just use it wherever? That's very cool. Totally was not hinting that he should totally use it. Totally not. I mean, he's almost at the bonfire. So it's all good. I wonder if it can pick you up. Like, if you go down. If you go down and then, like, the totem is near you. That could be pretty cool. Especially for solo climbing. I feel like that would be really nice. Man. Wait. Were you trying to go on without me, bro? I saw that. I saw that. Stinky. Ah! I'm back. There was so many atrocities I saw. What if I don't want to use the campfire, bro? What then? You just push me. Fine. I see how it is, Stinky. I see how it is. You bloody wanker. Look at that. Look at that guy right there. Look at that. Look at that fellow. I'm out of here, cuh. They'll never take me alive. I'm out of here. I totally won't die again to some stupidity. Totally not. I feel like I always run this way. There's so much to this map, and I always decide to go the same direction every single time. I find that really interesting. It's like the that one saying from the Far Cry 4. It talking about insanity. I feel like that's me right now, just going in the same direction, just expecting something better to happen, and then I die. Every single time. Every single time. Not once has it gone well for me on this level. Actually, I can't say that. I feel like there might have been at least 1 or 2 times that it's gone well. But for the most part, yeah, no, this map, this one in particular, I've beaten the game. Yeah, no, for some reason this one is the one that really kind of messes me over. To be honest with you. Really screws me over, and I'm not sure why. Not entirely sure. Okay, well that didn't go well. Maybe if I get enough stamina I can make it up there. Maybe. Is there anything over here? Not really. I feel like if I'm gonna want to be able to climb, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. I'm gonna try to go over here and see if I can find anything. Who knows, maybe we'll get a better climbing opportunity. It does look a little bit promising over there. Oh shoot! Welp, that went very well. You guys saw nothing, right? You guys didn't see me take all that damage? No? Perfect. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So glad, so magnificent. Okay. Just go ahead and slide down. I feel like this isn't the right way. I really don't feel like this is the right way, but I mean, we can try. We can certainly try. This just doesn't feel right to me. Okay. Doesn't look like the rain was affecting the rock right there. We do need the rain to stop if we want to be able to climb this, though. There we go. Come on, please make that. Oh no, we're not making this. We're not making that. Uh-oh. Frick, dude. Where am I supposed to go? What the heck? Can I stand up here? Because this looks like it might be a ledge. I don't know if it's gonna read it. Oh, hold on. There's possibility. I don't know. It's not consistent enough. It doesn't feel like. I could try one more time. Hang on. There we go. Nice. Come on, just a little bit further. Nice. Okay, that's good. That's very good. There we go. Let's go to our left. Come on, we're so close. We're so close. Nope, we're not making it. Uh-oh. I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's not gonna work for me. Maybe right here. Oh wait, I need my stam. Uh-oh. I might not make that. No, 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 we don't make that. Okay. Wreck, dude. I hope Steven's not watching. Yeah, no, Steven's not watching. Perfect. Perfect. Maybe we can go this way? I don't know. I'm like trying to figure out any way I can get up there, you know? Can I stand right here? Can I get some stam? No, you cannot. Nope, that's not gonna work. Wait. Oh, frick. Okay. There's a little bit of grass right here, so it's like gonna be kind of hard to get the stamina, but it's kind of possible. Just gotta position yourself very well. Yep, that's not gonna be consistent enough, though. Alright, dude, okay. So this isn't the right way for me. Maybe head back over to here. If we could potentially find some bandages or some medicinal root, that'd be really clutch. I feel like the medicinal root is probably going to be like the saving grace of me right now. Because I don't know how well we're going to be able to find, you know, the suitcases for bandages or a med kit. I feel like right now it's going to be a little bit challenging. Be a little bit challenging. I'll go ahead and take that bugle shroom. It's a little bit of food. Yeah, we can't go that way. I don't think we tried this way, though. I can try it. Maybe this is going to be a great way. You never know. Let me try. What do we got up here? Hold on, hold on. Maybe I'm gonna make this. Hold on. No, 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 no. Oh, okay, perfect. We did not take any damage. That would have been so freaking sad if I did, dude. That would have been horrible. Let's try this again. Come on, we got this in the bag this time. Got this in the bag. Come on, come on, come on. Boop. Nope, we're not making it. Maybe, maybe. Yes, we made it. Nice, dude. Nice. Then we jump up to here. Very good. Go ahead and jump over to here. And then let's go ahead and jump. Oof. Let's go ahead and jump on over to here. Let's jump on up to here. Climb through here. Oof, this is gonna be really freaking tight. Oh my god, am I stuck? Am I stuck? Uh-oh. Chat, my head might be stuck. There we go. Okay. Okay. No longer stuck. That's not good. Let me try, like, crouching through here. There we go. Maybe try... Ooh, wait, hold on. I might be able to fit myself right in here. Oh, we're getting a little bit of stamina. Hold on, this could work. This could work. Hold on, this might work. Any medicinal roots? No. Okay. Very unlucky in regards to that. I don't know what their percentage of like spawning are though. Could be kind of rare. I feel like I've seen a decent amount of it though. That's why I'm kind of like, well, we could kind of bank on it. Ooh, Steven's been around here. I did dilly-dally a lot back there. That's why I'm not too surprised, but I'm kind of surprised that he went this same path. Kind of surprised about that. I would have thought that he would have gone a different path, but that's just me. How would Steven have gone through here? Oh, wait, I see what he did. I see. Ow. That hurt. I'm gonna take some more poison damage right here. Ooh, no we're not. Never mind. Nice. Let's go ahead and get some stamina. I see what you did, Steven. Okay, okay. I see you, my boy. I see you. I don't see him, like, necessarily, but I see the ideas. I mess with it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Bro's got some good ideas. I like it. Okay, nice. Not really in a clear shot quite yet. I think these are poisonous, but... well. Ooh, maybe they're not poisonous. Okay, I respect it. Nice, nice. You did not go after that big chest over there. I believe this is where I died last time, actually. I don't think you have enough stamina to reach up to here. Yep, nope, you don't. Nope. We could try one of these. I think Bugle is poison. I don't know. Let's try this again. Hang on, I might make it this time. Wait. No, 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 no. I didn't make it. So freaking sad, dude. Frick. Okay. Avoid the poison. But if I try going this way instead. Oh, hi, Steven. War. I'm coming. What's up? Are you gonna pull me up? Okay. Hold on, let me eat this mushroom real fast. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough stamina for this. Yep. Nope, 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 nope. Well, I'm certainly not making it now. That's not good. Oh, you're a lifesaver. That didn't heal me too much, but I'll try. I could barely make it up that little slope. Oh, hold on. Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on. Thank you, my boy. Thank you. Let me try to make it. I don't know how well this is gonna go, but I can try. Here we go. Okay, I'm right behind you. Oh god. I'm not making it. Yeah, no. I could try one last time, but if I can't make it, there's a big chest over there that I can try to go grab. I'm coming. No, I'm not making that. Alright, I'll go grab the big chest and see. Hopefully we can get something good from that. Oh, please, bro. Please. No, 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 no. No! Okay, it's gonna be tough. This is certainly gonna be tough. I am descending pretty rapidly. Went the wrong way, guys. Ow, no, that one actually did damage. Oh, it's not looking good for me. Oh, no, guys. Oh, it's looking horrible. I don't know how well this is gonna go. This could, like, genuinely just be like a run ender right here. Just due off of the fact that I am not doing well. Like, you know, health-wise. My stamina is shot. Very much so shot. Alright, I'll do this jump one last time. And I'm gonna pray that I can make it. If I can't make it, I genuinely am screwed out of whatever's inside that suitcase. I'm gonna cry, or I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try one more time. There we go. Nice. Did it. Nice, dude. That's really good. Okay. Oh, ooh, wait, we got 2 suitcases over here. We've got potential. We've got potential. Come on, give me some good. Give me something really good. We got... No, that's 2. I thought that might have been a 3rd one right there. It's not, sadly. It'd be really cool if it was. Some granola and an energy drink. Ooh, so cool. So cool, so awesome. I just used up all that granola bar. There we go. Okay, well, we got nothing of use from that. I might be screwed. I genuinely might be screwed. Okay. We'll try this again. What's up, Recon? How you doing? Thank you so much for coming on. And how you doing? How you doing? Doing well. How you doing, buddy? Let's go ahead and try climbing right on up to here. Fuck, dude. If I had the rope that went vertical, that would be very cool. But this one is the one that you just drip down. Oh, there's nowhere else for me to go. I might be screwed. I mean, Steven got farther. I hope. I could just potentially jump over all that. Okay. Well, thank you for coming on in. Let's see. Dude, I'm so fogged. Shit. Alright, that's not gonna work. You as well. That's not gonna work. I gotta go all the way over here, man. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna try to make that jump right there. Oof. Oh. Oh, I barely made that jump, dude. That would have been so brutal. Holy crap. Okay. Dude, our hunger is going up. Oh, this is looking horrible for me right now, man. This is so bad. It's so awful, man. My hunger, my damage, all of that is just, it's ticking away, bro. It's going wild. Alright. Is that the fog? Please tell me you're joking. Oh my god, it is the fog. Oh, you're so joking, dude. It's Jover for me. There's nothing I can do here. I'm actually screwed. Yup, nope, I'm taking damage. Yup. It's Jover. Oh my god, there's nowhere for me to go. You know what? I'm screwed anyways. Might as well, dude. Might as well. That's so much damage done to my body, bro. Oh. Ah! The fog got me, bro. The fog got me. I know. I was trying to find some healing stuff, and I could not find anything to heal. It was very no bueno. Very, very stinky. You got this in the bag, though. I believe in you, Steven. I believe in you, buddy. Got a banana. Banana. How dare you throw that banana, bro? What if I wanted the banana? No? That's so rude, bro. Damn. W fall damage, huh? Got this in the bag, buddy. You made it! Yay! Congratulations, Steven. Congratulations. You did so good. Oh my goodness. Thank you for bringing me back. Rope. Wait, come here. There you go. I got you, broski. I got you. Yummers. Yes, yes, yes. Very scrumptious. I can't pick up this backpack, by the way. What the heck? I think it's glitched. Oh, there we go. Yeah, thank you. It was not wanting me to pick up that backpack without you. It was like, no. You need the one and only little diva to touch it. What, did you give your blessing to it or something? I can't see your goofy little nods or anything like that. Did you give your blessing to the backpack? Yeah? You're so cool, bro. Thank you for blessing my backpack. Ah! They're freezing my balls! Ah! Testicular torsion. Dude, if I was a doctor, just imagine, like, naming that type of stuff. Just like, oh, frick you, pancreas removal. And then just, like, do that shit. Like, instead of, you know, normally removing or, like, doing that type of stuff, doctors do, like, an anime, like, move name. I think the 12 a.m. brain is starting to kick in, bro. I'm losing my mind. Wait, ooh, hold on. Shoot, never mind, hold on. I gotta wait this out. Oh wait, that's not enough protection. That's not enough protection, bro. We're not sponsored by Trojan here. We're sponsored by Factor. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna try to open up the ancient luggage. What do we get? We got the skull. That was not worth the damage. What does the skull even do? Is it just a gag? Is it just a gag to, like, one-shot people? Or is there an actual usage to the skull? I don't know if the lantern will heal you. No. I know that there is a lantern in the game that will heal you. Maybe this lantern will help you frostbite. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to see. Ooh, yummy, yummy. I'd say I see 4 messages. I don't know if one of them was from you. Steven's got my flare. Oh no. I opened up one of the cursed cargo over there and it was just a skull. You know I harass you? Yes, I did, Tang. I did. I did the workouts. God damn it. I'm in the middle of a run right now, Tay. Please. I'm in the middle of a run. I can't be doing push-ups. I gotta be climbing, bro. I'm climbing. What are you head patting, bro? Oh, bro's doing squats. Steven's over here doing squats. Were you gonna do the workouts with me? Alright. Alright, if Steven's gonna do the workouts with me, I'll do them right now. I got you, Steven. I got you. Alright. Are we ready? I push-ups. Here we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, 25 push-ups done. Oh shoot, I'm freezing. Okay, I barely saved myself. Alright, 25 squats. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh man, I'm going too fast. I'm not breathing. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh man. 23, 24, 25. Keep the toes on the floor? What do you mean keep the toes on the floor? Let's go. No. What do you mean I didn't keep my toes on the floor? For what? What are you on about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What? Toes on the floor for what? What? No, I did all those squats with my foot flat. What are you on about? Schizophrenia? I don't know what she's on about. She's never even seen me work out. I'm not redoing all 25 squats, dude. Thank you, Steven. I'm gonna eat another one. Because they're scrumptious. Yes. Very, very scrumptious. So delicious. Yummy, yummy. Nom. Bop. That's crazy, Tay. You know what? I'm screenshotting that, dude. Hold on. That's crazy. Hi, V. I know, dude. Just be like, how many subs for you to kill yourself? It's crazy. I'm definitely going to be using that out of context. I hope you know that. I'm so going to use that out of context. Ooh, no, 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 no. Bro. Bro. That's how I'm doing, V. That's how I'm doing. That's exactly how I'm doing, dude. I'm in pain. I'm in agony. I'm writhing in pain, dude. I'm seething with anger over this. Why, Iwata? Yeah, no, dude, I'm not being able to heal off all that burn from all that before that stuff finishes up. Yep, I'm dead. Hi, Steven. What is that over there? What the heck? I'm curious what that thing is. I yearn for the knowledge. What the heck? A napberry? Oh. 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 That's no bueno. That's crazy. I mean, he'll get back up any second. Yep, there we go. That's crazy, though. It looked really pretty. No, you're unhappy with the banana. You should smack it. You should smack the banana. Smack it. Smack the stem.
The statues are gone.
The statues. Oh. It's not in your backpack? Oh. That's why you're upset. That's actually insane. Damn. Wait, no, Steven, no! Dude, that far of a fall did no damage to you. That's crazy. Bro, I had to take in that sight real fast. It's so pretty. Oh my god. Bro, taking in that sight one more time. I respect it. I respect it. Are you getting sleepy, my boy? You don't know. Comics. Yes. Very scrumptious. I love the reactions in this game. They're so goofy, dude. That would have been very horrendous if you did not make that, dude. Ooh. God damn. It was like, I'm bonita. Hi, Eliza. How you doing? Thank you so much for coming on in. How you doing? How you doing? Uh-oh. You're goated? No way. I'm eepy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm eepy. How's the climb? I died. It was no bueno for me. I'm gonna be honest, I don't... No, I do remember. I tried to jump over a lava stream, and I completely whiffed it. My whole foot got submerged in the lava, and I immediately died. It was no bueno. Yes, it is Steven. He's climbing right now, and he can't really talk too much. Yes. He's saluting to you. And he just bowed to you. He says no. He did not bow to you. It just looked like a bow. Eliza says hi, Steven. He head pats you. No. He waves. Okay. There, I muted in game. Yeah, we'll just say that, bro. We'll just say that, Eliza. Might as well, you know. Yeah, I'ma just say it was a head pat also. We could just... It pretty much was, you know. Pretty much. But how are you doing, Eliza? How was your stream? Hope your stream went very well. Sorry I couldn't make it to your stream. I've been streaming for the past 3 hours. But yes, I hope that your stream went very well. Dude, I've been yawning like crazy. Really? Yeah, I think I started around like... No, see, we were supposed to play at 8. No, we were supposed to play like at 5. And then it was pushed back to 7. And then it was pushed back to 8. And then we didn't start until like 9. So, yeah. I'm streaming a lot later than I was anticipating, but I've been having a good time. I've been vibing. I've just been hanging out. But yes, I am getting pretty sleepy, I'm not gonna lie. Normally, I am in bed by now. So, bro's just having fun breaking these hooks. But yeah, what did you play on stream? I think I saw you were playing Grounded, if I'm not mistaken, from what I saw on your server. If you were playing Grounded, how was Grounded? I hope that Grounded was very fun. I've never played Grounded, but it's always seemed very interesting to me. Be little people. Little people with big old bugs. I think it has, like, a lot of coolness to me. I've never gotten it. Or, like, I haven't gotten it, or, like... I know, I was just chatting with Eliza, so that way I didn't bother you. Yes. If you're scared of spiders, it will freak you out. Dude, I'm not. I don't have arachnophobia, but my buddy Ree, he's got gnarly arachnophobia. So I feel like it would be really funny to see him play Grounded. I feel like that'd be really funny. I think that could have like some really funny moments. But yeah. Dude, there's a lot of... I don't know why, but I've been getting a lot of horror Roblox stuff and a whole bunch of horror movie stuff. And some of it, I'm gonna be honest with you, some of it seems pretty cool. And especially some of the Roblox stuff, I'm like, damn, that's a Roblox game? That's crazy. Because the last time that I played horror games on Roblox, I found a few good ones, but a lot of them were just slop. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of them were just slop and kind of mid. I can't say kind of. They were very mid. Very, very mediocre. Obviously, I'm not the intended demographic for those types of horror games, but like, still, like, it kind of comes down to the same argument with like kids shows and movies. Just because it's not geared towards an older audience doesn't mean that it should be slop, you know? I think, especially for like kid stories, there's a lot of kid stories that have really good, you know, stories behind it, which I think is awesome. Well, yeah, it's just like when they kind of like dumb it down so much that they're trying to include everything, like everyone, into understanding it. I hope that kind of makes sense. Where like, you know, or like it's just like a very basic, boring plot. I know that's how a lot of, you know, kids shows and whatnot kind of are. There are jokes or messages for adults too. Yeah. Those are always like, I don't know. I don't want to say that they're better, but like those are the ones that hit like the more everyone as a demographic, which I think is cool. Hello, Steven. Hello. Yes, hello. Marshmallow. Wait, is this the volcano? Oh, fuck, dude. Ah, dude, this one sucks. Oh, dog. I hate this level. Does not help that I'm sleepy too. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, Eliza. Before I started streaming, I never heard of Bluey. It was only through streaming that people came in here and they're like talking about Blue. Fuck! I'm fumbling around too much, dude. But yeah, I've never watched it. I've only heard about it through streaming. Uh-oh. I slid a lot further than I thought I was going to slide. See, I feel like even after everything that I've heard about Bluey, I still don't really, like, for myself, I don't have an interest in it. Because, you know, I look at it and I can tell that I'm not the intended demographic. But I'm glad that other people are able to enjoy it, you know? Where are we going, bro? I see. Where to next, brosif? Are we just gonna thug it out? Alright. Yeah, bro, we gotta get jiggy with it. Yeah, it's 3:30 in the morning for him, so he does not want to get his ass beat. No. No to the getting your ass beat, or... Yeah, okay. Yeah, Steven just doesn't want to die. Gotta thug it out through here, bro. Oh god. Oh god, I might die. Dude, I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Yep, I'm dead. I am molten, bro. Steven's dead too. Well, there goes the run. Yeah, that did not go well, Steven. Zam. Zam. That was no bueno. Are you ready to go to bed, Steven? Yeah, we both got turned into brisket. You're not ready to go to bed? I'm sleepy though, my boy. No! I'm not allowed to be sleepy. Way. Banana way. Banana. May I please go to sleep? No. Why? Give me one good reason. Oh, I can go to sleep. Okay, good night. Good night. Good night. It's 3:30 in the morning for you, bro. You should go to sleep too. Why not? Dude, it's 3 in the morning for you. Go to sleep. You jamming out? Yeah. Alright. Well, I am very tired though, Steven. Okay. Good night, buddy. How do you like okay, never mind. I was about to ask him how does he spam his hand so fast? Oh well. Anyways, I'm just closing up everything real fast. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Oh my goodness, the armrest on my chair almost fell off. What was I saying? Yes, thank you guys so much for coming on in. I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your guys' night. Thank you guys so much for coming on in, especially for this being a very late stream. I really do appreciate you guys stopping on in and hanging out with me. I'm making a clip right now. Nice. Hope that goes very well. But yes, good night, everyone. Let's go say hi to Aurora. Aurora. Okay. Good night, everyone. Sleep well. I will see you guys tomorrow. Clip of my silly. Alright. Well, if you could put it in my server, that'd be awesome. Anyways, good night, everyone. Sleep well. See you guys tomorrow. Good night, good night.